Yeah, I'm just doing the usual waiting for people to show up before I actually get underway. Seeing as this is the first time I've done this in about a month, I'll be amazed if anyone watches. Right, well, I guess, you know, for the sake of the playback, I'll get the usual sort of guff out the way first. I only have the one monitor, so any comments in the chat, I'll have to minimise the game in order to see those, but I'll be doing that fairly frequently. I think that's about it for an intro. So, well, let's get the game started. And yeah, so I'm currently in the Bayou Uke LA-A C39 system, which means that I am sort of in the middle of fuck all nowhere. What I'm doing out here is trying to, well, not fill, because I don't think I'm ever going to be able to actually fill it, but try and get some more of my codex discoveries. So while I was out here, I went to the Trifid Nebula and found all 4 of the known collared pods. They were actually a lot bigger than I thought they would be. They actually look pretty good. Especially as they're all inside some rather vividly coloured Lagrange clouds. So I am now on my way here. Nyajai VU-H B16-0 to find these sinuous tubers, because they are the only thing in the organic structures that I haven't found a single example of. Within the geology and anomalies, I haven't found any P-type anomalies. That's the only one there that I haven't found any of. I might go on to find those. I'll see how I feel once I've finished with this one. Now, yeah, that's how far away I am from the sinuous tubers, just shy of 3,000 light years, 59 jumps. Am I going to make it there by the end of this stream? Highly unlikely. Which is why I will be also doing a bit of a Q&A session, I suppose, so anyone who is actually watching this crap who has any questions to put to us, go ahead. 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and keep them gaming related. They don't have to be Elite Dangerous related, but at least try and keep them gaming related. And I'll check on that after I finish scanning each system. Now I am a bit of a completionist when it comes to system scans.
System scan complete.
I will scan everything. I won't do planetary mapping unless it is something that I think is either valuable. I mean, I'll scan Earth-likes, water worlds and ammonia worlds, providing they're not ridiculously far away. And if there are planets that I think may have some interesting surface signals, preferably biological, then I'll check those out as well. But otherwise, I scan everything and then bugger off. So I may not be one of those explorers that, you know, just arrives, gets the primary star and then leaves straight away. But I don't tend to hang around, so this is one that seems no one has been to before.
Fuel scooping.
Let's see what's here. Load of gas giants. Not a big fan of scanning gas giants.
Fuel scooping complete.
Icy world with a ring system. This looks like possibly they are just going to annoy me, so I'll just clear those. There's obviously another gas giant around nearer the secondary star. It looks like it has either water or ammonia based life. Second gas giant. Only 3 more to scan, and they're all moons of this planet.
System scan complete.
Alright. Any of them, well, even if they were any good, they're all too fucking far away. So, off to the next one. Let's have a look if anything is said. Here we go. It's called let Gage start playing Elite appear on this server right now. Gage, he did do a fucking review vid, even though he doesn't have an account of what do you call it? He doesn't have an account with the game, so all he could do was play the demo. It has to be seen to be believed. He had no idea how to use the radar, he had no idea how to do fucking anything in it. So I can't see him ever actually getting this game, because it's just way over his head. Next one, do you use Neutron Highway? I have done while I've been out here, but I don't think I'm going far enough to actually make use of it. I'll have a check on that. It will certainly help if it is in range. I have like the start and the finish of it bookmarked, so I've got a rough idea where it is. clear them out of the way. Looks like that's everything around there. Oh, ammonia world? Water world. Oh, still, how far is it? Yeah, definitely in range. I'll do a surface map of that. It looks like it's not the only one in this system. So this system might prove to be somewhat valuable. There we go, second water world. Actually that one's closer, so we'll target that one. We'll do that one first. Five more. This is going to have a ring system. Okay, high metal content planets may not be, you know, exactly worthless, but I'm really after metal rich planets. It would be more than handy if I could find a metal rich planet with an atmosphere that's also also one of them. Right, we'll go to A1 first, because if I can land here, it may be worth scanning to see if there is anything in the way of surface signals. Alright, while we're on our route there, oh my god, not getting notifications. Not a lot of people do. Quite handy that all asteroid clusters are got out of the way in one scan. It's very handy. Yeah, I do like that. Have you just started streaming? No, I did. Well, my first streams, I guess you could say, were done years ago when I was on what's it fucking called? Twitch. But they were a bit shit. I mean, that was back in the days when Elite Dangerous was still in beta. It hadn't been released yet. Quickly, what are the best ships to explore in? Everyone will tell you it's an Anaconda, but I don't really like the Explorer Anaconda because, okay, it flies somewhat okay in Supercruise, but I find it almost unpilotable, if that is a word. Unflyable, let's stick with that. In normal flight, because you have to make so many sacrifices. You got to use really small thrusters, you've got to use a really small power plant, and then you have to do a lot of power management and, you know, and everything else. It's just too much poncing about. I just can't be arsed with it. Alright, so there is nothing on there, so now we'll scan the two water worlds. And recently loads of people will say that the Krite Phantom is a good one to go exploring in. I've never tried it actually, but I have seen that again you have to do compromises with using smaller power plants and what have you. I just can't be arsed with all that. So I much prefer using the Asp Explorer that I have here. I mean, it's not outfitted purely for exploration. I mean, everything is A rated. It's fully armed, has shield boosters, and I'm still getting 53.96 light year jump range. Jump range though is not the be all and end all when it comes to an exploration ship. Basically, if your ship can jump from one system to another, you can explore in it. I mean, I went to Colonia in an Imperial cutter, and that was before engineering came along. So yeah, you don't need a ship with a huge jump range to go exploring. But if you have a specific destination and you want to get there ASAP, then yeah, I suppose jump range then comes into it. That's really about the only time. Mind you, on the return trip, which is always the worst part of exploration as far as I'm concerned, then you do wish you had the highest jump range you could. But then you can always either use the neutron highway or use, you know, the FSD boost and, you know, synthesis that way, just in case. That should be enough. But can you tell if a HMC planet is terraformable on the initial scan? Not as far as I'm aware. I would have to assume no, you can't. I've never seen anything that gives me any indication. I suppose, you know, if you see one that's has volcanism on it, then you can guess straight away that it's not going to be. Also, if it's too close to the primary star or whatever star it's orbiting, then no, it won't be. Also, it depends on the type of star it's orbiting. If it's a brown dwarf, you know straight away no. If it's a red dwarf, you can almost certainly say no. So yeah, it needs to be class K, anywhere from class K up to class O. If it's any of the non-sequence stars, again, obviously no, it won't be. So there are some indications, but there's nothing there that will actually, you know, tell you straight away, oh yes, you can terraform this, or no, you can't. So there is some sort of pot luck behind it, which is a real rarity for Elite Dangerous, I'm sure you'll agree. You know, something that's down to being purely random. Who'd have thought it? Let's just finish getting the planetary mapping for this one. I hate it when it does this. I haven't mapped it and yet it's got the display there saying I have. So now when you fire at them, it doesn't show you how much of it has been mapped and how much hasn't. So you have to guess. Thankfully I've got well, I'm sure everyone now has a sort of method they do for scanning the planetary surface, and you know, you'll get it all done regardless of whether you can see it or not. But newcomers to the game, yeah, don't have that luxury. There we go. Didn't even need to fire that last one. I think that was everything for this system, wasn't it? There was nothing else here worth scanning. No. Right, on to the next one. So what else have I done here since the last time I did the an Elite Dangerous video of any kind?
Timeshift drive charging.
Well, my fleet has grown again, so it's now up to 18 ships. I think the last one I did, I had the second Corvette with the, which is outfitted for AX duty, which didn't exactly get off to a roaring success on the test that I tried. So since then I got a second Krait, which has also been outfitted for AX combat. Actually, it looks like it will do okay when I eventually get the chance to try it. And then I got a second Imperial cutter, which is outfitted as a cargo ship, but it's also outfitted for Heelys for Feelies, if you know what that is. But I've not yet had the chance to try it, so obviously to do that I will need to be in a wing. So if anyone else has a ship outfitted for that, then once I'm back from here and they want to give that a go, let me know. Right, there was nothing particularly valuable in this system, was there? Wasn't really paying attention. Well, I can't land on it anyway, so there's no point. Oh yes, as far as the squadron goes, we're now up to 12 total members, which I can't fucking believe. And we had the announcements about the season ending. Yeah, that was a bit ridiculous. But yeah, I have this application which I got 31 days ago, and for some strange reason I haven't accepted it yet. From somebody called Space Cowboys P1K. Yeah, this person obviously did not see my video about the Squadron. He never sent a comment on the video, and as for what I said about using numbers in place of letters, yeah, ta-da. But yeah, we got the yeah, the season done, and I mean, combat we were 92nd. We're inside the top 100. Xeno defense 62. I mean, bearing in mind there are all these, you know, there are thousands, I think now, of squadrons going, and this is one that I've said right from the word go. We're not going to be bothering, you know, to actually do anything like that. So without trying, we finished in the top 100 in 2 categories, which is a bit ridiculous, really. We'll get the next system scanned, and then we'll I'll have a check and see if anything else has been added in the chat. Looks like it's not going to take long to scan this one. Okay, there is other stuff here. Oh, right, one other thing. Where is it? There it is.
System scan complete.
Can I land on it? Well, even if I can, it's 11,000 light seconds away, so I'm not going to fucking bother.
Fuel scooping complete.
Right. Would you speculate that FDev would resurrect the Guardian machine AI and make it a threat to the inhabitable bubble? I have no idea what the Guardian machine AI is. You may need to yeah, you may need to elaborate on that a bit. Commander Quo, do you still suspect that the Thargoids are the Guardian AI? Well, I think the Thargoids were created by the Guardians. Some experiment that went a bit disastrously wrong. But I'm not sure the Guardians are the all, you know, all friendly, all wonderful sort of types that people are saying. I mean, bearing in mind that when you're exploring Guardian ruins, or active ones, the Sentinels appear and fire on you on sight. So yeah, they're not, you know, I don't think they are quite the oh so wonderful, oh so pleasant, sentient, you know, whatever's that people say they are. I didn't know there was going to be anything else in this system. That's because I'm now in an area where I'm arriving in systems that no one has bothered scanning, or at least not fully. So I'm getting a load of signals that I initially thought weren't there. Oh, that's just a fucking asteroid cluster. Is that just going to be asteroids around here? No. Right. Oh, and there we go. Right, that's that system done. Next question. Is this game any good yet? Last time I played it, it was boring bollocks. Well, there is now a decent amount of content in it. The problem with it now is A, the bugs, but worst of all, by a distance, is how shit the fucking servers are. I'm amazed actually that I'm able to connect at the moment. I suspect there will be at least one disconnection during this. But yeah, the servers are just totally inadequate, and that's the big problem with it at the moment. Targoids aren't guarding AI. Constitutive Guardians made the AI to end their civil war. That's going a bit sort of deeper into yeah, the like ED law than I know, and most of the stuff I'm spouting here about what supposedly happened or might have happened is purely educated guesswork from me. I don't really know very much about it. Okay, alright. I wouldn't say no to a couple of systems with, you know, fuck all in them. Or at least, you know, how about the other extreme and give us systems with planets that are worth checking more closely. For a minute I thought that signal might have been an Earth-like or water world, but no, it's just another gas giant. Oh, there's always one that's hiding behind the fucking primary star. I suppose I could land on a planet and check out, you know, if there are any materials worth having. The problem with doing that though is I've already got quite a few raw materials.
System scan complete.
Well, of all the materials that you can get from a planet's surface, arsenic is the only one that I haven't maxed out. And I have 183 of them, so it's not like I'm desperately short of them.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, what is it with server issues with virtually all AAA games at the moment? I mean, I don't play very many AAA games, AAA games, or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't exactly call this a AAA game. Most modern games I just bore the piss out of me. I have no interest in playing them, certainly not buying them.
System scan complete.
So yeah, I don't know anything about, you know, server issues with those. Neutron Highway allows you to travel distance without getting pulled into scanning too much. Yeah, but I mean, if I'm out here, I may as well, I may as well scan what I can. Plus, it also means I've got more chance of, you know, stumbling across notable stellar phenomena and, say planets that are going to have biological signals and stuff like that. So, I mean, if I was going to, say, Colonia or Sagittarius A star, which I'm not going to because I've already been there, then yeah, I would definitely use it. I mean, 25,000 light year trip, I'd want to make that as short as possible. But for this one, I'm only going to be about, was it 8,000 away from the populated zone? So, fucking right, let's get away from that second star.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Warning, temperature critical. Fuel scooping.
Right, temperatures are coming down. Finish fuel scooping and see what we have here.
Fuel scooping complete.
A lot less than I thought there would be. Alright, 3 more. And they're not on the main orbital plane. As it would if I had the right frequency selected. There's one. Two. So don't be behind that. I bet they're behind. Yeah, they fucking would be.
System scan complete.
Right. Let's see if any of these are worth investigating. It's looking like round at 0. No, I can't be arsed any of them. I'm pretty sure the Sargoid Strike Guardian story will be as well written as Lost. As well written as that, eh? Yeah. No, I only ever watched one episode of that. And that's why I didn't watch any others. Fucking hell, another one with a close secondary star. Thankfully it's only a brown dwarf though, so I don't think there'll be much here. There is much here. None of them are gas giants. Or at least not around this one. Oh fuck it, are they all no. Let's get rid of them. I was hoping that would be a metal rich. I guess it was a faint hope. Class 3. It's certainly got a ring system. Yeah. Oh, it looks, yeah. More than one gas giant there. Class 2, at least that has some value to it. Fucking hell, there's still plenty in war. Let's see if any others are following this. Right, well, that's the last gas giant scanned anyway, I suppose that's something. Okay, so this is the last two.
System scan complete.
Right, let's have a look if anything here is worth. No. I mean, there are a fair few geological, you know, sites for icy systems that I haven't seen yet. Yeah, so there's 3 ice fumaroles, 3 ice geysers. But I hate checking out icy worlds, especially when they're moons of gas giants, because you could be there a fucking week. So it's almost 7:45 and I haven't been disconnected once. I can't fucking believe it. Still 48 jumps to go. What a great idea this was, eh? I bet, yeah, one always hiding behind there. I didn't actually see if this was a Class F or Class G star. I'll have a check in a second once we've scanned these last two.
System scan complete.
Alright, so it is F. Not going to be metal rich. No one has scanned this place by the looks of it. Oh, someone scanned the main star. Now this place has arsenic. It's the second planet. It'd be amazing if there's anything there, but let's go and have a look. Idea for next livestream, Frontier on the Amiga. Well, I did a review of Frontier that dragged on for a fucking age. I think it was something like an hour and 45 minutes long. I'd completely lost track of time when I was doing it. Well, I do that with every review video I do. To me it seems like I've only been playing it for 10 minutes and then I put the video into Windows Movie Maker and I see that it's, you know, about an hour fucking long. And that's even when I'm playing shit like Eyeball 2 or something. Thankfully that video was, well, I say fairly short, it felt like an eternity while I was playing the fucking thing. Anyway, just in case anyone watching was turned up to watch this shite while while it's been going on and they missed the start, because all I'm doing is exploration, even though I do have an actual final destination lined up. I'm also making this a bit of a Q&A session, so any gaming related questions, it doesn't have to be Elite Dangerous, but you know, if you want to make it Elite Dangerous, go ahead. But yeah, any gaming related questions, just send them my way. It will break up the monotony if nothing else. What's the next one? Great to see you doing C64 videos again. 500 plus account is a big effort. Hercules took the piss, looks as if purposely designed to get under the player's skin with trats. The most ridiculous thing about that Hercules game was the Zap64 score they gave it. And of course they reviewed it in '86, so they reviewed the Alpha Omega re-release. And they rated it 92%. Are they fucking taking the piss? 92% for that fucking infuriating shite. I haven't played ED for over a year, worth jumping back into. Well, as I was saying earlier, the content is there now. I mean, it's still not perfect, but there is a decent amount in there now. But the servers are so fucking shite that, yeah, I'd be hard pressed to say yes, absolutely. You got to play it at the right sort of time. But I haven't had any disconnections yet, but I'm amazed by that. Anyway, so no surface signals there, which means it's doubtful that there will be any more, so let's go on to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
How many jumps to go? Oh, only 48. Cool, we're getting through it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Waterworld, maybe. Be pretty. I'll definitely scan that if it is there. I keep saying scan, I mean map here. I'm sure everyone knows what the fuck I mean. Yeah, it is a water world. Alright, target that.
System scan complete.
Right, any... I can only land on moons. I don't think it's going to be worth checking them. So I'll just scan the water world. I might as well scan the high metal content that's orbiting with it. I've been thrown off the game about 4 times tonight. It's the biggest problem with the game right now. Yeah, easily. And the ridiculous thing is, I've got to do this video. I keep saying I'm going to. I've been in touch with Frontier Development's like technical support, you know, through raising tickets. And of course, it was always about the server issues. And I brought up the fact that, you know, we didn't have these server issues in the beta, and here they are now, you know, so why didn't they bother doing an actual server test? And their reply was, and of course I've still got the tickets here so I can, you know, prove it, it's not just me saying this. Their reply was that stress testing the server was not part of the beta. Well, firstly, surely that therefore tells you that it fucking should have been. And secondly, right, ever since the game went live, the servers have been completely inadequate. But when 3.3 went live, it also added a hell of a lot more sort of like workload to the servers, because now if you're in you know, the populated area in particular, there are all the unidentified signal sources, and they stay there for the set amount of time that, you know, that shows up in the corner there, how long they have to go. And as Frontier Development said during the live streams, even if you leave the system and come back, they will still be there, which means that the servers now, on top of everything else, have to keep track of all of these unidentified signal sources that every single player in the game has encountered. So that's added a hell of a lot more work that the servers have to do. They couldn't fucking cope with the workload they already had, let alone that much added to it as well. And then Frontier Development say that stress testing the servers was not part of the beta. What the fucking hell was part of the beta? I mean, every single one of the bugs that was found in beta 3.3, you know, was still there in the live build when, you know, when the version actually went live. They were all still there. Not one of them had been fixed. It was a fucking piss take. I mean, it's improved now, but I mean, it is still far from good. But it's still far from even being, you know, acceptable. In the end, whoever it was who was dealing with my ticket got the arseache and closed it. I didn't close it, they did. I just realised I haven't selected this one. No wonder it's saying it's out of range. What's your total amount of play time on Elite Dangerous? I fucking dread to think. Let's finish scanning this and right, okay, well okay, there you go, that's enough. It is 22 weeks, 5 days, 18 hours, 14 minutes. That is horrendous. As soon as there's a bug that can benefit the player, such as outbreak aid missions, the source medicines that can be bought from the same station is fixed straight away. Anything else? No. Oh. Yeah, actually, although the most recent example of that did actually also help players. How many people, when the latest hotfix for 3.3 was applied, how many of you encountered the glitch where you did a surface scan of a planet in a system that had already been discovered, and you kept getting the loop constantly saying system scan complete, system scan complete, over and over and over again? I encountered that one plenty of times. Now it does seem to have been fixed now, but whilst everyone was rightly complaining about it in the forums, there was one detail nobody mentioned, and that was because the players were benefiting from it. While that was happening, if you scanned a planet, you got the payout for mapping, you know, doing the surface mapping, you got the payout for it twice. So if you were in a system that had, you know, 2 or 3 water worlds or Earth-like worlds, I mean, you were seriously cashing in. And yeah, I was one of those players who had that happen, and unfortunately for me, when I thought, right, if they're gonna be, you know, fucking releasing yet another update that's fucked up another part of the game, I'll take advantage of this glitch. But by the time I did that, they had already fixed it. But my highest payout now for a single system is now 4.9 million, and that was as a result of that glitch. Oops. I mean, it hasn't improved my highest payout by a vast amount. Prior to that, it was 4.8 million, so you know, it improved it by 100,000. Big fucking deal, but nevertheless, it has improved it. I can't see from here if that has a moon, but nevertheless, I've got to go around and scan it anyway. So. Okay, where the fucking hell has that planet gone that I ate? There.
System scan complete.
Alright, let's have a look which ones I can land on and are they worth checking out. Well, I'm not going 17,000 it's a moon, it's no volcanism. Yeah, okay, I'll scan the planet and then we'll scan the moon and see if that has any signals on there. It's 5 months plus. Yes, it's on my Inara. It says, it shows exactly how long it is, but yeah, it's a cringingly long time. Was next one. Indeed, I like the ability to sell off all bounties in any station. Yeah, that that was quite a handy one. That, yeah, and that one got sorted out pretty fucking quick. But yeah, I seem to remember when they patched that, that was one of only 2 things that were, well, that I could notice anyway, that was sorted out with that update. Yeah, being able to hand in your bounties at any station you liked was one, and the other was balancing the number of void opals you got from a, you know, doing the core mining. It wasn't reduced by much. Last time I went void opal mining, I was still getting about 12 tons per asteroid, so it wasn't exactly a terrible amount. But nevertheless, yeah, so rebalancing of that. But yeah, all the other issues that had been reported, you know, during the beta and people were rightly complaining about after it, yeah, most of those still stuck, and of course the connection issues was very much among them. The current bug that allows you to jump 1700 light years at once, if you manage to do it, your account will be sanctioned in some way in the future, not very customer friendly. Don't know anything about that one, to be honest. So, but that does sound a lot like Frontier Development's sort of attitude towards it. You know, it's okay, so there's a fuck up in there, they know about it, they haven't done anything to fix it, but if you take advantage of it, then somehow or other they will yeah, make you pay for in the last reply I got to my ticket, the one where the cunt replying to it also then closed it, he did basically say, if you don't like the way it is, don't play it. Well, of course they're going to say that. They've got your fucking money, so they don't give a toss if you play the game or not. And yeah, I just thought, well, that's been their attitude right from the word go. If you don't like it, don't play it. will keep your money anyway. Okay, looks like I didn't really need to launch that third probe, but nevertheless it will do its job.
Surface scan complete.
There we go. Now, is there anything on there? No. Okay, well, would have been handy, but no, fuck all. On to the next system. Actually, not quite onto the next system. I'm going to have to take a bit of a break here because I am fucking dying to take a leak. So, talk amongst yourself for a couple of minutes. This is really going well. Right, I feel a million times better after that. Alright, let's fuck off out of this system. Into the next one. Only 46 more jumps to go.
4, 3, 2,
And I only have 2 more fags left after this. Get to wires them.
fuel scooping. System scan complete. System scan complete.
Oh, that's it. Okay, well, that's handy. And one other thing that is handy is that my final destination is more or less right next to Rohini, or Rohypnol as I keep calling it. So that will certainly be useful.
Frameshift drive charging.
Game really doesn't like it when I minimise and maximise while the countdown is going on.
Fuel scooping.
Right, now then, where are we? Where do you stand on the open, the solo thing? Is open really that dangerous? I play on Xbox in 3 years, stroke 4 weeks. Game times of playing open, I've met 5 players. The griefers are certainly there, but it depends on what your rating is and what ship you're in. You know, if you are elite and you're in, you know, a corvette or a cutler, most of the time they'll leave you alone. Just realised I haven't scanned this system yet and I was about to bugger off. But it does also depend on what systems you go to. I mean, I'm in open at the moment, as you can see. But then, you know, I'm fuck all nowhere. You know, there aren't any players anywhere near where I am. So I don't advise going to Shinrata in open. That's for sure. And I also don't advise going to the Pleiades sector in open. Another water world. Right, target that. I'll head there afterwards. Is that a black hole? No, okay. So the black holes appear that colour as well. And where else? Community events. I wouldn't go to the system that's giving out the community events either. Other than that, it tends to be pretty much okay. I mean, I've not had much problem with griefers. I think I've only ever encountered griefers twice. The first time he failed miserably and I blew him up. That was years ago. But I mean, he was beyond brain dead. I was in an anaconda, he was in a cobra. And the second time, I was in this asp, actually. But he left it far too late to try and interdict me, and my countdown was already pretty much at 0 before I saw the flashing icon that showed that that's what he was doing or trying to do. And that's the limit of the griefers that I've encountered. But like I say, it's because I don't play in open in areas where I know they are going to be, you know, fucking arseholes. So when I'm going to those systems or those particular planets, I do it in my private group. Thought that would be more promising than that, but I'll check it out anyway. It's closer than the water world, so we'll head here first and then check the water world afterwards. I found open okay except griefers at the CG. Yeah, here you go, community event stations. They just, yeah, just go to like private group or solo or whatever when you're going to them. But yeah, I've never been destroyed by another player, at least not when, not since the game was released. During beta I got destroyed by loads, but then that's because I was going into conflict zones with other players, so it was inevitable. I'm mainly playing Mobius recently. I always had really shitty connections whenever I played in Mobius, so I ended up leaving it. In case I missed it earlier in the stream, how's the Squadron doing? Well, it's up to 12, which is a lot more than I thought it would be. They're all geological. Well, we'll have a look anyway, but I don't think there's going to be very much, actually. Before we do, let's check the details again. Silicate magma, that means it'll be what are they fucking called? Yeah, well, it'll either be fumaroles or it'll be lava spouts. Yeah, and I've done those anyway, so the only fumarole I haven't got is water. It certainly won't be any of those. Oh, hang on about gas vents. Silicate vapor again. I've already found those. It certainly won't be water, gas or carbon dioxide, so I had no point checking this one out. I've forgotten where the water world is. There it is. But yeah, so yeah, the Squadron's up to 12, and at the end of the first season we were in the top 100 in 2 categories, which, when you consider that no one in the Squadron is doing anything to help each other out, it's the fact that I think we were 62 in the, actually we'll double check it. Yeah, 62 in Xeno defense and 92 in combat. That's a bit ridiculous. If F1 2019 comes out with the new season, are you buying it, or are you done with F1 for good now? No, I'm not done with it for Formula 1. I mean, okay, it's nowhere near as good as when I was watching it in the 80s and earlier. I mean, the first race I watched was in the 1976 season when James Hunt became world champion. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as it used to be, but I'll still watch it. I've been watching the announcements of the new cars. I think the new Williams looks horrible. I don't like that new livery at all. I do like the new Haas livery though, because it reminds me of the JPS Lotus. But I don't think this season is going to be a particularly interesting one. There are no new circuits, so there's still an awful lot of shitty circuits in it. And as for the Codemasters game, well, bearing in mind I got F1 2017. I had no intention of buying it, but it did look pretty good, and because it was, I was so impressed with it, that was why I bought F1 2018 without reading any of the reviews, although it turns out the reviews all said it was great, when in fact it's a fucking stinking shit pile. So yeah, I'm undecided about F1 2019. The chances are, no, I'm not going to bother with it. We'll see how F1 2020 looks. Hurry up and slow down. Right. Oh, this is definitely going to leave the 4th. It may even need a fifth. Yeah, it will need a fifth. Fucking 2% short. Right, I shared some bookmarks with the Squadron and they're all gone now. Even the ones I didn't share have disappeared.
Scan complete.
That might actually be my fault. I always assumed that if you share them with anyone, then you can treat them like, you know, any other, like your own bookmarks. The fact that they've been shared just means that everyone in the Squadron will have them. I didn't need them, so I deleted them all from my list. So it might be that it's deleted them all from everybody's, including yours, even though you were the one who put them there, which suggests they're not working properly, because that's fucking bollocks. One person shares a bookmark, somebody else comes along and deletes it, and it's removed from everyone's. Nah, that's fucking ridiculous. Well, if there's anyone else who's watching this who is in the Squadron, let us know if they are still showing on yours. Because yeah, it was a load of planets where you could get grade 4 raw materials, isn't it? Like I was saying earlier, I mean, I'm maxed out on all of the grade 4 raw materials, so I didn't need them. So I took them off. Well, I assumed I was just deleting them from mine, but it sounds like it's deleted it from everybody's, which is fucking ridiculous.
Fuel scooping complete.
Okay, now more asteroid clusters. Tend to find, I think most of them are going to be around gas giant. I'll be amazed if this doesn't do the lot. Yeah, that's it. Right, can I land on any of the ones here? Just the moons. I'm not going 3,500. So let's have a check, because yeah, these are my bookmarks here. So the only two that are shared that are still left is the Void Opal hotspot at Heretia, which that's one I shared, and this one which was shared years ago, not years ago, what I'm talking about, ages ago, over here. I mean, I'm still 10,500 away. There's something like about 5 or 6 black holes there or something. So I think that's why that one got shared. And there were a few others, and yeah, I removed them from my list thinking that it would just remove them from my list, not from everybody's. So I don't know what the fucking hell is going on with that one. Look, the bookmarks went on, check now. Okay, right, we'll have a check on them. If it were only the bookmarks that I shared, I'd agree. Even the ones that I kept to myself, they've gone. Oh, okay. Well, that definitely sounds like there's a fuck up there. All of my bookmarks, well, as you've just seen, YouTube bookmarks present. Mine is missing. What, so everyone, what, is everyone losing all of their bookmarks or something then? So, mine are all still okay. I mean, yeah, I've got plenty that I was keeping to myself. But, yeah, the only one I shared was the Heretia Void Opals hotspot. That other one, where all those black holes are, I forget who it was who shared that one. But those are the only two that I've still got. Yeah, that were shared among the squadron anyway. Which one was it that you shared? Oh, was it one in one of the HIP systems? Had the label something along the lines of lots of rare materials here or something?
System scan complete.
Was easy to feel. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I deleted that from mine. So is that what it's doing there? If one person deletes it, it gets deleted for everyone? Oh, that's fucking ridiculous. Lots of rare metals and points of interest. Oh, that's way too far away. Can't be fucking bothered. Next system. How many have we still got to do? 42. This was a fucking great idea, wasn't it? I think, yeah, it seems then that anybody who is sharing bookmarks, you're going to have to make one for yourself, and then a second one which you share with the squadron. And I guess if there is one that appears that you think, right, yeah, I'll definitely be interested in checking that one out, you'll have to make your own bookmark of it straight away, in case, you know, one person in the 12 people in this squadron thinks, no, I'm not interested in that one, deletes it, and suddenly no one else can fucking access it. That's a fucking piss take.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
There's not a huge amount in this one, so at least it shouldn't take too long to scan it. But yes, I saw it was fucking way. Hasn't even cleared all of those. Is that metal rich or... it's going to take fucking ages to catch up and tell me, because it's still going through all of the clusters here. I'll just briefly scan them all and added the Squadron bookmarks again. Okay. So that, yeah, is behind the fucking central star. Of course it is.
System scan complete.
Class 4, right. What's worth checking out here? Oh, they're only high metal, not metal rich. What's on there? Not much really, no, I won't bother with that one. Right, on to the next system then.
Frameshift drive charging.
Will you review Bookmarks, the C64 game from 1986? I seem to have had quite enough of a headache when it comes to Bookmarks. I still have about 80 odd games in, you know, that I'll be doing for Commodore 64. The next one, well, I can tell you now that the next one is Renegade. Yeah.
Fuel scooping.
Right, not a lot here. Shouldn't take long to scan this place.
Fuel scooping complete. System scan complete.
Right, well, there certainly wasn't anything worth checking out in that lot, so we can bugger off straight away to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Can't believe it's taken that long for the first one of those to show up.
System scan complete.
Oh, that's handy.
Fuel scooping. Fuel
It looks like we
scooping
barely
complete.
moved to get to this one. Mind you, I have got my galaxy map currently set so that, yeah, no M, L, T, Y or protostars show up, so that might explain why that happened.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now I thought this would be another quick one, but no. Are they all going to be orbiting the secondary star? I hope so. Doesn't look like they are though. Okay, they might be around the tertiary one then. Looks like it.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, one more.
System scan complete.
So even if they were of any use, they are 258,000 light seconds away, so I'm not going to be checking any of those out. If you do haven't tried deleting the bookmark I just shared, I want to see what happens. It just points to Earth and is called Earth. I think I can just about manage that. Right. Right. Earth. Delete. Okay, so that's gone. Have a look and see if it's still showing on yours now.
Frameshift drive charging.
There, so it does look like, you know, one person deletes it and it gets deleted for from the whole fucking squadron.
Fuel scooping.
That's fucking ridiculous. I did press the mouse button.
Fuel scooping complete.
I have to say, I don't usually do exploration runs for 2 hours. Usually I will do it for about an hour or so and then say, right, that's it, I've had enough. I can only do exploration in short bursts. This is not a short burst. Right, I'm pretty sure those are they all hurry up, there we go. Right, yes, okay, that's got rid of them. Two fucking more right behind there. It's going to be both the gas giants and all the moons that are orbiting them too. It doesn't help that they don't appear at all until I have scanned them in here. Right, only 4 more, so this must be the last of them. Well, here's a challenge for you if you like using the FSS. Head to a system called Gagarin, which is down around the Barnard's Loop, around the Orion Nebula. Go to that system and try doing the scans with the FSS down there. The planets seem to be orbiting the star at such a ludicrous rate that by the time you've zoomed in to whatever level they are at, they are shooting across the screen so fast you can't keep up with them. It took me fucking ages to scan that system.
Fuel scooping.
And with a couple of them I had to resort to using the old-fashioned method. Oh fuck, after all that, this is just a fucking asteroid cluster I'm trying to keep up with. Alright, what we got here? Gas giant. Let me guess. The rest, right, there's 1, 2, 3, all behind the fucking primary star. See, there's no fucking sign of them, not just, blank on the sensors. I can't even see them on my screen. Can't. This must be the last gas giant. Yes, it is. Oh, fuck for that.
System scan complete.
At last. Right. Anything worth checking out? No, I can't be asked to go that far. Especially for just icy moons.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right. I notice you don't do Amstrad games, not one in the 500 plus. Yeah, I can't stand the Amstrad. I hated it back in the day. I never had one. I only knew 2 people who had them. One was my next door neighbour actually, but he didn't really do much in the way of gaming. And the other was an ex-girlfriend, and we had more interesting things to do than play games on the Amstrad. So yeah, but most Amstrad games I've seen, I've just thought, wow, that looks really shit. I mean, you take stuff like Whizball for the Amstrad. I mean, for the Commodore 64, it is the equal, first equal best shoot 'em up ever released for the Commodore 64. On the Amstrad, they turned it into a fucking shitbox. Who had the idea of making it a flip screen game on the Amstrad? It's not like the Amstrad can't do scrolling or couldn't do scrolling, you know. I mean, alright, it wasn't the smoothest scrolling you'll ever see, but it could do it. No, they made it flip screen. I knew there was a planet in there somewhere. But yeah, when it comes to doing, like, you know, the retro stuff, with you know, unless there is something exceptional that comes along, I try to stick to using systems that I had back in the day. Now, obviously, I didn't own any arcade coin-ops, but I did used to play them quite a bit down the South End arcades. So yeah, that's why the coin-ops are done. But otherwise, yeah, Atari 2600, Commodore 64 and Amiga, and that's pretty much all I'll be doing. I think that's that area done. Alright, now what about here? Oh, Waterworld. How far away is it? 45,000. Not fucking doing that one. What the fuck is going on with this? All over the fucking place. Fuck for that, there's only 2 more to do. Oh, are these all going to be, yeah. Right. 1 planet left, and I haven't got a fucking clue where it is. Oh, I hate it when it's just one and it's not on any of the orbit planes. Where the fuck is it? It's not showing on here either. Right, great. So how the fuck do I find this last one? Is it in close orbit around here or something? No. Is it between C and D? No. So, right. Any ideas that... Oh, here it fucking is. Behind the fucking star. Yeah. Of course it would be. Come on, where is this cunt? There it is.
System
At
scan
long
complete.
fucking last. Right, let's see if any of these are worth checking out. Not really. Well, this has arsenic, so if there are any useful you know, geological or biological signals, I may be able to get arsenic from all those like crystalline fragments and whatever. Interesting twist, when you clicked on Earth it shot off to the other side of the galaxy somewhere nowhere near Earth. It's making it, I'm guessing bookmarks are in a fragile state right now. Well, bearing in mind I'm nowhere near Earth at the moment, so that might have something to do with it. Well, let's double check it. Well, okay, I can't. Let's do if it will actually come on. It's because I've been doing all this fucking right clicking and it doesn't. There we go. Let's type in Earth. Fucking hell. Okay, yeah, it is seem to be going. I don't know where. Earth Expeditionary Fleet. That's a system called Earth Expeditionary Fleet. Never heard of it. Well, I think that might explain why that happened. That might almost be worth taking a look. I won't be doing it though. I'm not going. Well, it was, what was it? 15,000 light years away. I'm already dreading the return trip from this one, and I'm only going to be about 8,000 or 9,000 away from the populated zone. Or is it my imagination, or is this system an absolute fucking mess? I dread to think what it will look like in the orrery. I'll give it a look in a sec. Since the orrery was added in 3.3, I have used it precisely once, just to, well, basically just to see if clicking on it worked, and that was it. This was a great idea to come and check out this planet, wasn't it? Alright, 6 probes to scan this one. I thought it was only a tiny pissant little thing. Right, well, they are making their way there. Three should easily do it. Yeah, there we go.
Surface scan complete.
But no surface signals coming from there, which is a pain in the ass. That's not where I bookmark though. No, but thing is, actually that's the point, yeah, because when I clicked on it, it was clicking on the bookmark, not doing a search for the word Earth. And frontier developments feel like they're, you know, that people like me who give them a hard time for, you know, basically coding shit, they think it's undeserved.
Frameshift drive charging.
If they think that's undeserved, they should hear some of the fucking stuff that I didn't write to them. Or better yet, just watch any one of my videos. Class A.
Fuel scooping.
What else do we have here? Not much, one other star.
System scan complete.
Good, that was nice and easy. About fucking time I had a system like that.
Fuel scooping complete.
One thing I do wish I had done actually was after I found the first collared pod in the Trifid Nebula, I wish actually I'd waited until doing this stream before going to check the others, because yeah, they do look pretty good. I did take a couple of screenshots showing them. Yeah, I thought they looked alright. Certainly a damn sight more interesting than anything that's been on screen in this fucking stream so far. Because, yeah, I mean, the problem with exploration is it is not interesting to watch at all. Whoops. I'm pressing the right fucking button.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, that's what I say to that. High metal content with a ring system. You don't see too many of them. Right, is that worth checking out? Well, it's close, but I can't land on it. What about the moon? Well, the moon has arsenic, so again, if it has any geological or biological signals, it may be worth checking out, so I can get some more of that, because you know 183 arsenic isn't enough. I think it's 183 anyway. Yeah, 183. I will scan the planet as well. There's no point just scanning the moon and not doing the planet, so surely this pissant little thing will only need one. Right, while it's doing that, your probes scan way more than mine on Xbox. I get about 8% per probe. Well, firstly, it depends on the size of the planet that you're scanning, but also, have you engineered yours?
Surface scan complete.
Because mine have the grade 5 engineering to extend the range. So all of my ships that have the detailed surface scanner have had it engineered, so I've never failed to get the you know, the efficiency bonus. Can't actually remember how many planets I've done. I'll check on that once I've finished with this one. Oh, okay, we'll have to guess. This one may need 4. It will need 4. In fact, it may even need 5. Yes, it will. Only 7% for that one. That'll be enough. So, what was I going to check? Oh yeah, how many the target bonuses I got, or efficiency bonuses. 448. So I have surface mapped 448 planets. Anyway, yeah, there's no surface signals on that moon, so let's bugger off to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
At times like these, I'm wishing I had listened at the start of this and taken the fucking neutron highway. Because, yeah, there's one. I'm sure there's more than just one that's behind that planet.
Fuel scooping complete.
These ones seem to be moving a bit quickly. Clear them out of the way. It looks like that's it for them. This is the gas giant. Only one moon. Ah. Right, one left, which is hidden behind the primary star here. There's a ring system.
System scan complete.
Right, let's see if there is Oh, right, there's a few that I can land on. Does that mean they are going to be worth checking out? Right, well I'll check out 1 and 3. They look like they, well, have some potential. Then again, I mean, if it's geological signals, I won't bother. They're not going to have the right composition. So I'm hoping it's biological, if there's any at all. Should do it. I'll make doubly sure though and do 4. Oh no, 3 will easily do it. There we go. Geological signals. Well, we may as well take a look. I know from here selecting the particular signal is a bit pointless. Any of these? Yeah, okay, I'll go with this one. Now they'll all be the same thing. I've never found a planet yet that has multiple geological signals and they are different things. Same with biological, if you only need to check one. Once you check one, you've seen them all on that particular planet. But there are plenty of systems where they will have different geological items or different biological, you know, in different planets within the same system. But yeah, you only need to check out one per planet and you found everything, or at least that's my experience so far. It may be that I just haven't been lucky enough to find a planet that has multiple, you know, multiple biological or geological objects, or whatever you want to fucking call them. I didn't even check the gravity on this planet. 0.44. I really don't like low gravity planets. I much prefer the higher gravity ones. Right, what have we got here? Might be an idea to slow down a bit.
Landing gear deployed.
I like to be able to scan them without landing, but I don't rate my chances of doing that here. I'm all over the place. Okay, it looks like I ain't gonna need to land. Ah, you fuck. Okay, let's take a look in the old Scarab then.
Drive assist. Microgravity warning.
This isn't even the planet that I wanted to check out. None of these materials are going to be any good to me. Have I come far enough to be able to... Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Sulfur dioxide gas vent. Oh well. We'll check out Planet 3, see if they have any signals. I've just noticed the time, so that may be the last thing I do. So let's look what else we got here. Engineered pros, well I didn't know there was... Yeah, oh yeah. I think you get them from, what do you call it? The engineer in Shinrata, what's her name, Jameson. I think that's where I get mine done. If you check on Inara, it will tell you where. Does your distance from the planet make a difference? I tend to get quite close. Supposedly not, but I do find sometimes it seems to scan pretty well from you know, the further out you are, but then sometimes it makes no difference. It almost seems to be completely random, just for a change, something else that's random in Elite Dangerous.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Right, A3. Not that far. Biological. Can we go big game hunting now like Braven promised? Well, no. See, if everything that Braven promised was in the game, I mean, the installation size would be fucking enormous. It's big enough as it is, but yeah, it would be fucking vast. I think we can safely say that a sizable amount of stuff that Braven has promised is never going to show up, because, well, for some of it, it's just far too late now to implement it, like the different fuel types. Making a difference to like your fuel economy and how far you can jump and all this bollocks. That's never going to come in. And the one that everyone on the forums is still fucking relentlessly banging on about is fucking space legs. I couldn't give a fuck about the space legs feature. None of the 3 previous Elite titles had it or needed it. I don't think this needs it. You know, the ability to get up and walk around. I mean, for a start, when it was first mentioned, all it was being able to walk around and look around your own ship. Well, big fucking deal. I'm not remotely interested in what my fucking ship interior looks like. And although people insist that Frontier Developments have said this, I've certainly not seen it, where our space legs would actually involve walking around space stations and walking around planet surfaces and bloody fucking blah. I say, I've never heard that mentioned. And again, that's not, you know, that's not elite. Never was. If you're that desperate for, you know, the ability to walk around stations and on planet surfaces, go and buy No Man's Sky. You can already do it in that.
Surface scan
Right,
complete.
what have we got here? Fuck all. Oh well. Right, we'll do 2 more jumps so I get the distance down to a nice round 30. And then I will call it a night.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Anyway, the point I was going to make then about space legs. I don't know if it is actually going to ever show up. I don't care if it... Actually, I do care. I hope it never does.
fuel scooping. System scan
Oh, there we
complete.
go. A few more systems like that wouldn't go amiss. Nice and easy to fucking scan. Yeah, I know something else I was going to check on and then forgot all about. Let's get away from the heat from the star here. I was going to check where the neutron highway starts and finishes. Right, southern point. Oh fucking hell, I'm nowhere near it. I'm still 9,358 light years away from it. So, yeah, okay. I won't be using it after all.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping.
Looks like there's a fair bit here. What was that? Oh, no, it's a high melt.
Fuel scooping complete.
23 bodies in this system. None of them are gas giants. That doesn't crop up very often. Oh, fucking... Oh, okay, yeah, loads of them all around the B. Alright, get the rest of this system scanned. Yeah, that's enough signals to be getting on with. All worthless icy bodies. Okay. Right, so that's 21. Where are the other two? Right there.
System scan complete.
That almost looks like a fucking water world. It's not one though. Alright, let's see. Well, I can't land on much here. Too far away, can't be bothered. Alright, 30 jumps to go. That is a good point to end this, I think, because this is already overrun by some 20 minutes. I wasn't meant to be going on for more than 2 hours, but I have done. Let's just check on the... you're playing on mice. Yes, I've played on mouse and keyboard ever since I first started. Surely there are too many ships to model interiors for at this point. Oh, you can bet your life that all the ship interiors, once you get out of the cabin, will all look exactly the same. What's the not long name of your ship? Well, this one, number weighing, yeah. But yeah, I have 17 other ships as well, and all the other names are generally every bit as nonsensical. I don't take the game at all seriously, so I give my ships stupid names. Anyway, right, I will drop out here because that's where I'm going to be saving. So there you go. Wasn't that absolutely fucking riveting? Right, well, if I do another Elite Dangerous live stream next week, the good news is I'll have finished doing this trip, so it will actually consist of something relatively interesting. Certainly more interesting than this fucking was, anyway. So yeah, there we go. That is that one done. So see you next Tuesday.